How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Off the Bench podcast. This is episode 4 now. This is being brought to you in the top floor of the Van Wagenen Library on the campus of SUNY Cobleskill. Once again, I am Stephen Fay, and I am joined by
Riley Gazella.
And we welcome you back again. This has been pretty fun so far. So without further ado, we're going to hop right into school sports, and we had a very good weekend of school sports. We had 2 championships, actually. We had men's cross country. They won the 2021 NAC championship, which is pretty impressive. And women's volleyball won the NAC Western Division championship. So 2 championships over the weekend. Looks pretty good for the school. Teams look good. And I think it's a good way to wrap up the fall sports. The women's cross country placed 8th at the 2021 NAC championship for women's cross country, and men's soccer fell to SUNY Poly in the NAC tournament, but they did get there and they had the opportunity to play, which is good, but unfortunately they did lose. And that's about it. We do have some stuff starting soon, like basketball is starting soon, and things like that. Other sports starting very soon. So we'll be looking forward to that.
Sounds good. It's good for the school to have 2 championships over the weekend.
Yeah, very good.
Definitely very good. All right, so I think we're going to get into a good football week this week. Thursday night was the Packers and the Cardinals in Arizona. The Packers were without Devontae Adams, Lazard, a bunch of receivers, and they went into Arizona and beat the Cardinals on a crazy last play. I don't know if you saw the last play.
I did not.
Yeah, the Cardinals were driving down the field, down 3. And Kyler Murray went to throw to A.J. Green. Green didn't turn around. It was picked off in the end zone. Sealed the game.
Man, that's terrible.
Crazy game. Very good game. Cardinals suffered their first loss of the season. Kyler did get hurt on the last play, so it looks like he's out for 1 to 2 weeks. So let's see how the Cardinals do.
Who's their backup? It's not Josh Rosen, is it?
No, Josh Rosen's been out of the league for a while. I forgot the back. I think it's Colt McCoy. Remember Colt McCoy?
I think he was the backup for the Giants last year.
Yeah, he's been. He was drafted by Cleveland a long time ago, maybe like 2010, 2009. It is Colt McCoy.
Oh,
all
boy.
right, that's right. It was Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy is a backup, so it's like he'll get the offense going. But
the offense going.
We'll see what happens with Arizona. So going into yesterday's game, Sunday, we'll start off with the Panthers-Falcons game. The Panthers won 19-13. Darnold left the game early with a concussion. I think as of now, there's no really timetable for him to see the severity of it. More a boring game, lackluster game. It was a good one for the Panthers to get back on track, though. After starting off undefeated and losing 4 straight.
They're talking so bad about them the past like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, but it was a good one for the Panthers. Biggest upset of the week was the Jets beating the Bengals at MetLife. Zach Wilson did not play. Mike White, former Cowboy, started, threw 405 yards and 3 touchdowns. He did have 2 interceptions, but those interceptions were not his fault off the receiver's hands. But he did have 2 picks. He led all passing yesterday, 405 yards, as the Jets beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals 34-31. Did you see the last play with the controversial call?
Nope. To be honest, I did not watch any football on Sunday.
All right. So there was a controversial call. It was like 3rd and 15, and the Bengals can get the ball back, and it was roughing the passer, but it was he barely touched him. It was not a good call, and that gave the Jets an automatic first down, and they just need the rest of the game. So I wonder what would have happened if the Bengals got the ball back down 3, but we'll never know. Anyway, Jets got their second win of the season. Mike White, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. So he's starting Thursday night against Indy.
That I did see, because that was everywhere.
Yeah, the Jets Robert Saleh said he's going to start. He's going to start Thursday night against Indy. Michael Carter had a great game, 77 yards and a touchdown, and 95 receiving yards. So good game for the Jets. Bad loss for the Bengals. They were taken really seriously after being Baltimore last week. People were really high on him, and they go into New York and lose to the Jets. So got to work on some things there. Mixon was very quiet in the game, 33 yards. He did have a touchdown. Burrow had 259 yards and 3 touchdowns. He looked good, but ultimately, biggest upset of the week was the Bengals-Jets game.
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah.
Unless the Giants beat the actually that's not that biggest
No, because
upset.
the Chiefs are not doing so hot this year.
Yeah,
And the Jets beating the Bengals, yeah.
I was just thinking about that. The Chiefs are not that great.
Yeah. Going to another 1 o'clock game, the Rams went to Houston, won 38-22. It was 38-0 into the third quarter. Coach McVay took out all the starters, and the Texans scored 22 straight, but the score seemed a lot closer than it actually was. It was 38-0 into 3. Stafford's continuing his MVP season, 305 yards, 3 touchdowns. Favorite receiver Cooper Kupp, 7 receptions, 115 yards, and a touchdown. Darrell Henderson with 90 yards and a touchdown as well, rushing. The Rams just rolled into Houston. It was 24-0 at half. It was not even a really competition of a game. John Wolford came in the fourth quarter for the Rams to back up.
That team is so bad.
Yeah, Texans are struggling. And the deadline's tomorrow, and it looks like they're not trading Watson. They're going to wait till the offseason. So another year. I guess it's full year.
A full season. The rest of the year, Davis Mills.
Yeah, it looks like they're not. It looks like they're not going to trade Watson, bearing anything happening tomorrow. There's rumors with Miami really wanted him, and they were really close to that. Then it's rumored about Carolina that they were going to trade McCaffrey for him, and it's all just rumors at this point. Speaking of the Dolphins, they lost 26-11 in Buffalo. Josh Allen had a good game, 249 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 55 yards rushing and a touchdown. Cole Beasley had a good game with 110 yards receiving. The Bills just rolled against Miami, and it was a good one for Buffalo. Miami's really struggling, and they dropped to 1-7 on the year, which is kind of surprising for a lot of people with their defense and Brian Flores as the coach, but 1-7 on the year.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting much from that game. I wasn't expecting the Dolphins to win.
No, it was a close game, though. It was 3-3 at half. The Dolphins definitely kept it in, and Buffalo came in with the victory. The Eagles defeated the now 0-8 Lions 44-6. This is one of the games where I really thought the Lions were going to get their first win. They played so well against the Rams last week. They're coming home. The Eagles are not that good.
No.
I figured this is the week the Lions are going to get their win, and they got blown out. Goff looked horrible.
Poor team.
Jalen Hurts didn't even look that good. He only had 103 yards passing, 71 yards rushing. But it was 44-6 the final in Detroit, and they dropped to 0-8, and they are still looking for their first win.
You think they'll get a win this year?
Yeah, they'll get one. I think they'll get a win this year. They play Pittsburgh next week, and then they play the Browns, Bears, and Vikings. So we'll see. There's definitely some opportunities for them to get the first win, but I really thought they were gonna.
There's definitely some opportunities.
I thought they were definitely gonna get their first win yesterday, and it wasn't even close. Another rivalry game yesterday with the Steelers-Browns, which was always a good one. The Steelers ended up winning 15-10. Baker did not look good at all. He's still dealing with the torn labrum and everything's wrong with his shoulders.
Really low-scoring game.
Yeah, it was not. The highlight for the Steelers, so Najee Harris had 91 yards and a touchdown. Big Ben looked good. To keep up in the North, it was good. It was good for the Steelers that the Bengals end up losing to the Jets. They can catch up to them in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really else from that game. Moving on to the afternoon games, the 49ers defeated the Bears 33-22. The highlight for the 49ers, the rookie Elijah Mitchell, 137 yards rushing and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel had 171 yards receiving, which was really good. Justin Fields ended up running the ball, 103 yards for a touchdown too. He also had a touchdown pass.
Good for him.
The Bears are very mediocre, and the Niners needed to win badly, so they move on to 3-4 in the season. The Titans Colts went to overtime. Titans won 34-31. Tannehill and Wentz, who each had 3 touchdown passes. Michael Pittman had 2 of them early on in the first quarter. Jonathan Taylor also had a touchdown. Derrick Henry a little quiet, only 68 yards rushing. He looks like he's now out for the season with a fractured foot.
Yeah, I saw that. It's not good.
Yes, it's not good. They also signed Adrian Peterson today to replace him, but AP is also very good. This coming week, so week 9, Sunday night, it's going to be Rams-Titans. Supposed to be a really good game with Derrick Henry, but now it's not.
It might be. You never know.
Yep. You say all sports. You never know. A.J. Brown, 155 yards receiving and a touchdown. Good win for the Titans. It was a really good game. It was really back and forth. Colts had an early 14-0 lead in the first quarter, and the Titans stormed back to tie it up. But overall, it was a very good game. Blowout in Seattle as the Seahawks defeated the Jaguars 31-7. Geno Smith, 195 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Ty Lockett had a great game, 142 yards receiving. Trevor Lawrence had a touchdown pass, and that was really it for the Jaguars. Really just got blown up by Geno Smith in Seattle. Nothing out of there.
That team. There's so many embarrassing teams.
Yeah. The Patriots went to LA, defeated the Chargers 27-24. Justin Herbert always looks really bad against the Patriots for whatever reason. Like, his 2 worst games statistically are against the Patriots, and today was no different. Bill Belichick really just knows how to beat the young quarterbacks, and it's kind of scary how rookie second year, he just will defeat your quarterback. Yeah, but statistically, Herbert's just not good against the Patriots. The second time he's played in his career, and he's 0-2, and they're not good. Mac Jones looked good. He had no touchdown passes, but it was overall a good game. Another upset this week was the Saints defeating the Buccaneers 36-27. Brady had almost 400 yards passing and 4 touchdown passes, and Winston did end up tearing his ACL, so he's out for the season. So the Saints looks like the Saints are 5-2, but they're out with the starting quarterback, so we'll see what they're going to do with that one. Trevor Siemian is probably going to take the snaps the rest of the year, but I don't know what they're going to do. Deadline's tomorrow, so they could really honestly trade for a quarterback.
They should trade for Watson.
They'll give up way too much just for 1 year of him because Winston's coming back.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
It's not worth it. The Broncos defeated the Washington football team 17-10. Taylor Heineke, 270 yards, touchdown pass. Bridgewater, 213 yards, and also a touchdown pass. The Broncos are still hanging in there, 4-4 in the season as Washington drops to 2-6. Really losing Fitzpatrick really put a dent in them after the first week.
Yeah.
Another upset last night was the Cowboys defeating the Vikings in Minnesota on primetime with Cooper Rush, 325 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins still cannot win on primetime. He is not good under the lights. Sunday night, Monday night, he is not good for whatever reason on primetime. Cowboys go into Minnesota with Cooper Rush and defeat the Vikings, and I think it's time to start taking the Cowboys a little seriously.
Yeah, I mean, they win without their starting quarterback. That's pretty big.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's just like
on a Sunday night game,
which
is huge.
It was just
poor guy can't handle the pressure.
It's funny though. The passing leaders for yesterday's game was Mike White, Tom Brady, Cooper Rush, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Davis Mills.
Outstanding cast of players.
Yeah, even though Davis Mills was it was garbage time. The Rams took out all their starters, but still, Mike White, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. His
unbelievable.
QB rating was 107.9. Yeah, just
unbelievable.
Any given Sunday, you never know. The leading rushing leader this week was Elijah Mitchell, 137 yards and a touchdown for the Niners.
Mike White rookie cards.
Yeah, Mike White, former Cowboy, which Jerry Jones a little upset he let him go.
Mike White RPA.
Yeah.
Invest now.
Mike White, who will start. Let's see what he does Thursday. I'm very curious if it's just a fluke or he's actually a legit quarterback. We'll see about that one. Tonight is the Giants visiting Kansas City. I expect Kansas City to come back and be angry and really kill the Giants, but we'll see.
I don't expect the Giants to win.
No, should be a good game.
I'll be watching because I'm a Giants fan, but I don't think they're going to win at all.
Yeah, we'll see. Should be a good game. I expect Mahomes to have a good game.
I hope so.
Yeah. So I think we're going to do like kind of a new segment on the show. We're going to do top 5 power rankings for the week and maybe give a little reason why you did each one. So you want to start?
I do want to start. I have the Cardinals at 1. I have the Rams at 2, just for you, make you happy. I have the Buccaneers at 3. I have the Packers at 4, and I was going to put the Bengals at 5, but they lost to the Jets, so I put the Cowboys at 5.
Why did you put the Cowboys at 5? You don't think they have 1 loss on the season? They went to Minnesota.
I know, but I don't know. I liked the way that the Bengals were playing, especially with, like, I don't know. I feel like they just have a much worse team than the Cowboys do. But I was going to put them at 5, but then they lost. So I was like, I'll put the Cowboys in there at 5.
I had the Cardinals at 5, Bills at 4, Packers at 3, Cowboys at 2, and Rams at 1. I would have had the Cardinals higher up, but they lost to you. You're at home Thursday night. You lose to Green Bay, who has no receivers, virtually no receivers. I feel you can't put them at 1 if they just come off a loss at home versus a team who has 3 of their main receivers out. I put the Bills at 2. I think they're starting to slowly roll. It was a coin toss between the Cards and Bucks at 5. The Bucks did lose.
I didn't put the Bills in there because they're 4-2.
The Bills I feel that the Bills look a lot better than their record shows. The week 1 against Pittsburgh was kind of a fluke, and then Tennessee that was really came down to the last play of the game. I have the Packers at 3 after they win Arizona. They're kind of rolling now after they got killed the first week to the Saints. I think it's time to start respecting the Cowboys. The Cowboys are coming in at 2. They have 1 loss on the season. They went into Minnesota on a Sunday night game with Cooper Rush as their quarterback and beat the Vikings. And I think that deserves a lot of recognition. I think they're actually legit this year. We'll see what times come for the playoffs. And I have the Rams at 1. They have 1 loss on the season to the Cardinals. They just traded for Von Miller. Matthew Stafford's having a great MVP year. And I just don't see anyone stopping the Rams as of now.
Yeah, I could easily flop the Rams to first and then move the Cardinals down to 2, but that's just what I put. So I just kept it.
Yeah. And Stafford's just having a great year so far. He's just having a real MVP season. Him and Cooper Kupp are just a great duo.
Yeah.
That's exactly why Les Snead traded for Stafford, because he thought this was the missing piece. But Stafford already has 22 touchdowns on the season.
So we have about 15 minutes left, and I'm just going to briefly mention baseball because there's only one thing going on right now, and that's the World Series. The Braves did lose a clinching game at home last night, which sucks because they had a first inning grand slam and then a 6th inning home. I think it was 6th inning from Freeman, and that's all they had. Marvin Gonzalez, who hadn't had a hit since October 3rd, got a two-run hit, and that pretty much sealed the deal for the Astros. And now they go back to Houston, and the Astros are back in it. I want to see the Braves win, but I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen now. I was only really watching last night because the Braves had a chance to win the World Series last night. I really thought they were going to, but they unfortunately did not win.
Yeah, going back to Houston for Game 6 and potentially Game 7. The Braves have their aces on the mound, though. I still think the Braves are going to win up 3-2. I just don't know if it's Game 6 or 7. Having their aces on the mound, though. They've already won 1 game in Houston, so they know they can win another one.
Yep.
We'll see what happens tomorrow night and potentially Wednesday night.
I hope the Braves win.
Yeah,
that'd be so good for baseball if they won.
Yeah, it'd be really good. It would. All right, so I'm going to talk about hockey for a couple minutes, and then we're going to finish off with the NBA for the last week. So, let's see. So for hockey, there's still 2 undefeated teams left. We have the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes, each on top of their own conference, the Atlantic and the Metro. It's just the Hurricanes who are undefeated. They're 8-0. The Panthers lost in overtime a couple games ago. I think one of the more shocking teams so far up in the East is probably Buffalo and the Rangers. Buffalo's 5-2-1 with 11 points, and they're second in the Atlantic. I mean, the crazy offseason. There's rumors that Jack Eichel's going to be traded to Vegas a few days ago, but nothing got confirmed. I do expect him to be on the move relatively sooner than later. I think Vegas would be a great spot for him. He can get a surgery. I'm curious what Vegas would give up, picks and prospects-wise. In the Metro, the Rangers are 6-2-1. They came off a win against the Kraken last night. It's kind of surprising. They were supposed to finish in the middle of the division-ish, but they're having a good start so far. Yeah, the Seattle Kraken, the new hockey team.
It's a cool name.
This is their first year playing.
That is cool. It's pretty cool. It's a clever name.
Yeah, it's a good name. They're not even doing that bad this year. They're in 3-5-1, but for an expansion team that really wasn't given the stuff that Vegas was given a couple years ago. They're not doing horribly
because it's Seattle.
Yeah, no, it's a good name. I like the team. In the West, the Blues are on top of the Central Division right now. They're 6-1, having a phenomenal start, kind of reminiscing a couple years ago when they won the Cup in Boston. Kind of same feels for the same team. The Flames are on top of the Pacific Division with the Oilers 1 point behind them. Speaking of the Oilers, Connor McDavid's also on another tear. He has 16 points in 7 games already. Ovechkin's keeping pace, though. He has 15 points in 8 games. Ovechkin so far is leading the NHL in goals, but McDavid is leading in points. Rookie-wise, Lucas Raymond is having a great season for the Red Wings here. He has 9 points on the season, and kind of a lackluster rookie season so far for offense. Goaltending is really kind of doing good for rookies this year. Spencer Knight, the prize goaltender for the Panthers, has a 1.95 goals against, and he already has 2 wins on the season. I think one of the main reasons Carolina is doing so good is Frederik Andersen. He is playing phenomenal. In 7 games, he's 7-0. His goals against is 1.29, and that's just great. He signed a 2-year deal with Carolina coming in from Toronto. He was on the Maple Leafs for 5 years and then signed a 2-year deal with Carolina in the offseason. But overall, it's a good start to the season. curious when Carolina's going to lose, where Eichel's going to go, and how many points McDavid's going to end up with at the end of the season. So it's going to be fun to see what happens with everything.
Yeah, the only thing I know about hockey is the whole controversy thing going on with the Blackhawks, right?
Yeah, the Blackhawks had a very big controversy the past couple of weeks. They had a sexual allegation from 2010 during the Cup run. Everything started coming out. The Florida Panthers coach resigned, who was also the coach during the time.
Yeah,
Joe Quenneville, who was a phenomenal coach, but he knew what was going on, didn't say anything, didn't speak up, and ultimately led to his resignation for a team that's 7-0-1 on the season.
It's not cool.
The president and GM of the Blackhawks also fired, but there's rumors that some of the players in the Blackhawks knew what was going on who are still on the team, but we'll really never know. The NHL is trying to stay on top of it, but they're kind of not doing so hot about it. It's not good for the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks don't even have a win on the year. They're 0-7-2 on the year, and it's just clearly bothering them as it should because it's just a horrible thing for the
it's not
a so-called prize organization that had 3 cups in 10 years as a dynasty. Now it's overshadowed by something that could have been avoided if they just spoke up and handled it. And
it's just bad, and there should be more punishment happening to people.
They were fined $2 million, which is not a lot for that organization. They're a top organization. The New York Rangers last year were fined $250K for speaking out against player safety, and the Blackhawks were only fined $2 million for hiding this horrible thing that happened.
It almost seems like they just like don't. It's like not even that big of a deal to them. Just like, here's pay $2 million and there you go. They
had to fine him something. 10 years ago when it happened, they said that the reason that they didn't bring it up is because it was that night after the Blackhawks were going to the Stanley Cup, and the organization just said, no, we don't want the bad publicity right now. We're in the Stanley Cup, and then it's got brushed away, which is just horrible. It was the video coordinator for the Blackhawks who did the crime. They are getting his name off the Stanley Cup, which is good. They are taking it off. They're just putting X's through his name, which is good, honestly good to get his name off of it because he does not deserve to be up there.
No, definitely not.
So it's really good for the player that stood up to Kyle Beach, who was a first-round pick for the Blackhawks, but never made it to the NHL. But you wonder what happened, why he just didn't, and this really affected him. It's really good that he stood up, he said who he was, he said what happened, and he is everyone's support behind him, all the NHL, all sports, all the world, honestly. And it's really kudos to him for stepping up.
It's heartbreaking, to be honest. It's really sad. You can't I don't know. It's just it's sad.
Did you watch the interview?
I did.
Yeah.
It's sad. Just I don't know. Just feel like he couldn't speak up.
Yeah. It's just it's 10 years ago, and it was just this is the first time this is coming to light, which is sad. It just came to light right when it happened. It's just horrible.
Let's move into a brighter topic. Into was this the third week of the NBA now?
I believe so. Yeah, I think this coming week. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the East looks really good. The West, not so much. A lot of the teams in the West are. I believe there's only one team in the West has one loss, and I think it's the Jazz.
Yeah.
Who's the second?
Warriors lost.
The Warriors, right.
Yeah.
There's 5 teams in the East that only have one loss.
Mm-hmm.
The Wizards.
Wizards, Knicks, Heat, Bulls.
It's crazy. Wizards.
People were talking about the Wizards in the offseason, but everyone always talks about that one team that's like, oh, they're going to do really good. Starting off so good.
The Wizards, man.
It seems like Bradley Beal's kind of happy now.
Yeah. I maybe just because he has more. I will say he has more options than he's ever had in the past.
He's been asking for resources, and John Wall wasn't working out.
No, he has more.
But he has Dinwiddie, has Kuzma.
Yeah, Dinwiddie, Kuzma. He's got Montrezl Harrell, KCP.
Still has Denny Advija, who's still very young and still learning. But
was he 20?
Yeah, he's from Europe too. But he still has potential too. But the Wizards they're having fun.
The Knicks look really good too.
The Knicks do look really good. But hopefully it doesn't get to their head.
They should be 6-0. They should not have lost to the Magic at home last week, but
it wasn't even the Magic just played better. The Knicks just didn't have it. They play the Raptors tonight. The Knicks should be another win. It's an MSG, but
the Bucks are struggling hard. Very, very bad. Missing Drew Holiday is a big problem.
Yeah.
And their starting center being missing is a
Giannis
huge
is still
problem.
Giannis is still
Yeah,
playing.
Giannis is playing well.
He dropped 40 a couple nights ago,
Yeah,
right? A couple games ago.
he's playing really well. I mean, as expected, nobody can stop him.
I like Giannis.
It's just starting point guards missing, starting centers missing. I think
Yeah, Brooks still out, right?
I think that they're still in championship mode, to be honest with you. And
Yeah, it's always the hangover of the
Yeah.
championship. Happens for every sport.
which is okay. It's just fine. It's obviously still really early in the season. I mean, they can easily, they're 3-4 right now, but they can easily just.
You know what's playing really good? Miles Bridges.
Yeah, he is. I mean, the Hornets are playing really well.
They are playing. They're having fun.
Him and LaMelo are a really good duo.
LaMelo's also really good. Like early MVP odds, honestly. Now I think Curry's leading it right now. Curry's having a great year. Rudy Gobert's up there too. He's up there. He's top 3 honestly for MVP. So is Giannis, and you can put Miles Bridges up there. And Ja.
I'm gonna be biased and say Giannis just because he's.
It just comes down to who plays.
Yeah, I don't know. Curry is really playing well. I can't wait for them to get Klay Thompson back. I can't wait to
I think it's
see what they do.
They're hoping for Christmas game.
Yeah,
so probably like January-ish.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in the second episode. Like we were talking about the timetable for Klay to come back.
Yeah, they want Christmas Day, which would be kind of cool if he came back Christmas Day.
Yeah, I can't wait. I don't know if he'll be thrown right into the starting lineup.
No, even if he comes off the bench though, it'd be good.
I don't think, because I don't want to say Jordan Poole has earned his spot as a starting shooting guard, because he's only a second or third year guy now. I think. I'm pretty sure he's
2019 draft.
Yeah. I don't think he's
not playing crazy good.
No.
He's averaging only like 13, 14 points a game.
He's an average. He's playing well.
He had a lot of hype.
I don't think he's averaged enough to have that solidifying.
No, he's not averaging 20-something points a game.
Like once Klay is back
and he can actually play like an actual game.
Clay is back in there starting shooting guard.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, or small forward, whatever.
And it was Poole's kind of like earn it the next few months until Clay comes back. And so far he's not playing horrible. He's just playing very average.
And then my early pick for Rookie of the Year, which I'm not sure how ESPN had Chris Duarte number 1. I mean, he's playing well, but Scotty Barnes looks phenomenal.
He does
for the
really
Raptors.
Good.
He looks insane.
Really good. And
for someone who I was not expecting to get drafted that high.
He's kind of proving everyone wrong.
For one, it's really crazy. This is the second person in 2 consecutive drafts that has been a starter, that is a non-starter that was picked in the top 10.
Yeah.
Patrick Williams and now Scotty Barnes.
Patrick Williams out for the year.
Both from Florida State too.
Yeah, no. But Scotty Barnes is playing good. He's averaging like 18, 19 points a game, and he's looking really good. I think he's definitely going to be a favorite to win the Rookie of the Year. I think Jalen Green's behind him. Cade Cunningham had a rough...
I know, 2 points.
Rough...
We're not going to talk about that, though. It's only 1 game.
He had a rough start. But, he's a rookie. He's got the number 1 hype now.
Yeah.
But Jalen Green's looking good, too.
He does.
So is Mobley on the Cavs.
Yeah, he does look really good. I figured he was...
This rookie class has a lot of potential. So does Josh Giddey. I was really talking about Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey's I like Josh Giddey.
Have you seen his TikTok page?
Yeah, it came up this morning. He's only 19 too.
His TikTok page is hilarious.
He played good against the Lakers a few days ago when I was watching the Laker game. But the rookies are actually not doing bad this year. Suggs is not doing horrible.
No.
Mitchell and the Kings is not doing bad. Like this class is, as the season goes on, you're gonna see them really take over. I feel like.
I think a lot of guys have a lot of potential to be very either good role players or to break out as stars.
Scotty Barnes not even playing tonight. It's a shame. If you're watching that game, watch him play.
Anyway, do you have anything else to add?
The Lakers are playing exactly how I thought they'd be playing with a completely rebranded roster. They're 4-3 in the year. They beat the Rockets last night. They blew a 30-point lead to the Thunder a few nights ago, but it happens to the best of us.
It's still early in the season.
They're playing good. Carmelo Anthony, man, he is playing phenomenal. He led the scoring last night with LeBron and AD playing.
Just turning back the
23
clock.
points last game. Yesterday, they had 24 points a couple games ago. Then 2 games before that, he had 28 points. He wasn't missing from 3. I like Melo. I'm happy he's doing well. The Lakers are 4-3 on the year. They play the Rockets again tomorrow night, then the Thunder. So hopefully they can get a little streak going. But they're not playing as bad as people thought they were going to play early on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this week, and that's all we have time for today. Yep. Unfortunately, I would like to keep going on about the NBA and because there's so much more we could talk about. But I guess we'll wait and see if Cade does well this week. Hope he has a bounce back. But that's all we have time for today. We appreciate everybody watching and all the support. If you guys liked, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. All the information is popping up on the screen right now. If you want to learn more about the communications program here, please visit www.cobleskill.edu, and you can find all of our information there. And that's all we have for today. So thank you very much for watching.
Yep.
And that's it.
Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Yes, we will.